Godzilla and L, one of the most downplayed Godzillas, and yet these days people still downplay him to planetary for stupid reasoning. And today I'm going to debunk two people who tried to debunk Godzilla, but their attempts were useless and horrible. Let's go with the easy part that I don't need to much up with. His first claim is that Godzilla never killed the God Mountain. Now here, if you actually read the statements, it's literally stated that is the God Mountain. And Godzilla it's stated to be even above him, or even he could destroy the whole universe if he wanted to, meaning this claim doesn't debunk anything. Now for the second claim, he talks about Godzilla never destroying or killing the God Mountain, and this makes me realize that you haven't read the comic at all. It's literally visible in the comic Godzilla now destroyed the God Mountain with a simple attack, so this claim doesn't debunk anything too. For the third claim, he says Godzilla dies from the explosion of a small planet, and yet here seems you haven't read the comic, because the small planet is literally a pocket dimension created by the devil itself. Also, you are not the only person who says he died to the explosion, but people never pay attention or didn't even read the comic. Literally, people uses this as debunk, but they haven't realized that the Godzilla gets bringing in the heaven again. And I wanna make y'all notice this is a debunk of the 2024. For the claims of Godzilla now gets penetrated by the radio tower. First of all, shut the fuck up. You're just in the 2024 because this claim is old as fuck. It's literally stated the hell itself is made of impossible challenges and tortures, which means the tower just gets upscaled from the statement itself. So yeah, the radio tower is made of hell's material. Just because Godzilla got penetrated by a simple building, it doesn't mean that Godzilla is building level. For his last claim, it says Godzilla was struggling for a bunch of rocks. As I said before, those rocks get upscaled from the statement itself of having impossible tortures, which makes them with the same material of the L2. Also, struggling against rocks who didn't even damage you doesn't downscale you. Anyways, for the biggest part of this debunk, I will debunk the claims of this guy here. He says a long claim by, in short, his entire scaling is based on a bunch of outer statements made by one guy who writes for it. Alright, this whole argument kind of falls apart when you realize how comics and multimedia franchises actually works. Godzilla has multiple writers, but that doesn't mean a statement from one of them, especially if that one writer actually wrote the specific use in question. Like, let's make an example. Someone writes a whole use where Godzilla fights Satan, and then that same writer explained what they mean with that genre. That's way more valid than just shouting it off because there are other writers didn't write that story, so their input doesn't override it. For being specific on his scaling, it's stated EDW Godzilla is above D&D cosmology, and the God Mountain created the EDW verse. And as I said at the start of the video, Godzilla is above the God Mountain. In D&D, each plane is its own separate reality, and many of them are infinite, like Material Plane and the Abyss, which has infinite layers. The 7 heavens scales even higher, each layer being infinite and higher dimensional than the last. Beyond all of that, there is the Far Realm, which exists outside space and time, and the Heaven dimensionality, which is completely beyond the D&D multiverse. AO is a being that transcends all gods and divine ranks, and Heaven comes from the luminous being who exists beyond all possibilities, realities in D&D. The D&D is part of the EDW multiverse, and Godzilla is shown to be above the entire cosmology. He defeats God Mountain, the strongest being in the verse, and at the end, Buddha confirms no one in the verse can surpass him. That puts Godzilla at least 62 higher reversal. And that's all for this video, guys. I see you next time.